the Business on Top podcast. And you know what you should do to the Business on Top podcast? You should like, rate, review, subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, re-rate, re-review the Business on Top podcast. VJ Patel, Shane Chernoff, Ben Siegel. Let's get it.
This is the Business on Top podcast with Shane Chernoff, VJ Patel, and Ben Siegel.
I love this company! Yeah!
The Business on Top podcast.
Pretty cool! Pretty damn cool!
Welcome back to episode 12 of the Business on Top podcast. Ben, you gave us some big news right before we came back to the break. What do you got for us?
Marco Bella and Italy's playing in Italy now.
Wow.
Oh.
Ta-da!
I
need to talk to the big voice and give him like no one cares sound for when like big sports news happens and like none of us give a crap about
Let's
it.
just put the Stephen A. Smith sound in here.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
One thing that I did find interesting is that tomorrow we actually got a fight. Roy Jones Jr. is taking on Mike Tyson, which is a weird thing to say in 2020. But it's a weird year, so there's no judgment here, and I think it's interesting. I don't know if I'll actually buy the fight, but I'm fascinated to see the outcome.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was canceled for good. I didn't know it was actually postponed or...
I know that there was a UFC fight that was canceled because somebody tested positive, but I think they're all systems go for Mike Tyson, Roy Jones.
I mean, here, go.
No, I mean, I don't know much about it. I just know Mike Tyson's going to win.
Well, I remember that even people were saying that Roy Jones was fighting in the mid 2000s, and people were saying, God, he shouldn't be doing that anymore. But Tyson got out of shape for a little while, and I think came back, and people saw the viral videos of him in fighting shape, and then they're
Ripping.
because of who he is and the aura that is Mike Tyson, people wanted to see him come back, and of course, who are you going to call than the person that is never one to turn down a fight, Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah, well, do you guys think PEDs are in play here, or what?
I think they might have been. If we're recklessly speculating, they probably were a little lax with the
That's fine.
PED tests.
Good, take him. I hope both of them took him.
It's probably
It
good.
doesn't matter.
Would make
It's not like
a better fight.
They're
Yeah, why
fighting
not?
for one
At that
fight.
point,
Yeah. Allow
yeah,
it for
I agree.
the fight.
What are we thinking in that match? Who you got?
Mike Tyson.
Tyson.
Yeah, I got to go with Tyson too. I mean, Roy Jones is somebody that's just a pretty good all-around fighter, but somebody that probably took too many shots over his career. Tyson, even though you're talking about people that have taken probably years in between their fights, he's a little bit fresher, a little bit stronger. So I think he's got the edge here in this fight.
Yeah, or
Another-
say a knockout too. Like it's gonna be either like first round knockout, one punch, or maybe they'll just keep it going for the fans or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much like the McKegger.
Yeah.
Good times we threw. For those of you who don't know, I threw a kegger for the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight. It was glorious. We were there until 3:00 in the morning. It was a fantastic time. I will not be doing it for this though because of COVID times, trying to keep things as safe as possible. But another one of these fights that's very odd. I don't get these YouTubers, but Jake Paul, I called him Aaron Paul during the break, is fighting former.
Keep doing that.
I don't understand. I'm aging quickly
Better than
before
calling him Chris Paul.
everybody's very eyes, or Cliff Paul.
His twin.
Yeah. So I had the guy from Breaking Bad fighting former Knicks 5'9" point guard Nate Robinson, which probably would have been a better fight than Jake Paul and Nate Robinson. But those two are pretty evenly matched in size. You guys have any thoughts on this? I hate these Paul brothers. I want one of them to just get hit really freaking hard in the face. Even if I have to be the one to do it, I'll fight one of those guys. F it.
I agree.
I don't really follow them because they're only doing these fights for like clicks and for like attention. So
Yeah.
I'm not.
Isn't that just the YouTuber business model? Do X thing for all of attention?
But like it's like I don't know. I mean, they're just doing it to. Because I saw his brother wants to fight Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, I mean,
that's
like,
all
well,
like,
he'll never do that.
It's
Yeah.
all for clout and for clicks. It's like
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why like getting your butt kicked is gonna like get you any respect in the community, but I don't know. I think young people function a little bit better than, or at least young people function a little differently than we do. But we want to do hear from like the perspective of a young person. My sister Brooke Chernoff had been begging to get on the podcast, so I did episode 1 of Quarantine Queries. If you want to listen to that, we have like an a la carte menu for you. You can pick a little bit of what you like. You can skip what you don't like. That's all available for you on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and our YouTube channel. So if you want to listen to me talk to my younger sister who 21 right now, she'll be 22 soon, you can listen to that on all the Business on Top handles all across our media.
Absolutely.
During the break, we had a little bit of a chat about a wide range of stuff, and we realized that we have not done shower thoughts in a while.
we have some brewing.
You have something that was loaded up for us. We are going to do some shower thoughts before we send you into the Black Friday weekend before December. Mercifully, 2020 is almost over, people. But in the meantime, Ben, you had a shower thought that you wanted to give us.
Yeah. So, isn't it kind of crazy thinking back, back when we were like in elementary and middle school, that we had limited minutes on our texts and calls? You guys remember those
That
days?
is strange to me, and I remember going so far over.
Yeah.
I remember
by the way.
that.
But like everyone has unlimited now. Like not many people have limited texts.
You guys
Not-
know.
Oh, text no, but data
Yeah.
yes.
Well, no, yeah, data's different, but I'm talking about like you were capped on how many texts you could send
Yeah.
and receive.
That was
like,
crazy. Yeah.
I remember, I was in middle school. I think it was like 200 texts. So you could only send 100 texts, and like you had to kind of like be smart about it.
You'd ration them.
Because when you text, you obviously more than likely got one back. So that was 2.
Could you imagine you're in an emergency? You're like, oh, I'm over.
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know,
sometimes you have
should
to
I
bite the
send
bullet.
it or should I not?
Yeah.
I remember during one of those hurricanes in 2005, I ran up a $1,000 cell phone bill for my
Oh.
parents because I sent a lot of text messages and
Oh
I
my
didn't think it was
God.
gonna. Yeah, I can pay them back for it now.
T9 143.
T9 predictive texting was so yeah, it was definitely definitely women.
T9.
T9.
yeah. Oh my god.
You guys
Yeah.
ever had a sidekick?
T9 is honestly better than
The
autocross.
sidekick?
I never had the sidekick. The closest I had the Nokia N-Gage.
Okay.
The N-Gage was cool because you could put like little mini games in there. I had NCAA football 04 in there. I played in high school math, which is why I got a D in that class.
What was your guys' shower thoughts for this week?
You want me to go?
Yeah, no, I got one. We'll work our way to the left here. So, man, I remember being up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and you see like the infomercials. I was like, you would see like Girls Gone Wild would run in a loop on Comedy Central at like 3 o'clock in the morning. The other one that you would see, well, there are a couple that you would see. You'd see Christy Brinkley doing the it wasn't a Bowflex, it was something different, but whatever Christy Brinkley was advertising, I was always down to watch Christy Brinkley, who, God, she still looks fantastic, which is amazing. I thought, here's hoping we can all age as gracefully as she can. But Billy Blanks doing his 8-minute workouts. There's no way, Billy Blanks, that you got jacked doing your 8-minute like booty boot camp. You know, if you ever look up Billy Blanks on your computer. Billy Blanks did not get as muscular as he did doing 8-minute booty boot camp workouts.
That was like the beginning of like the fitness era, I
Probably
guess?
getting right around to it, but like Billy, there's no chance that Billy Blanks got as fit as he did doing that. And I just like thought of it as like, look, if he followed that, he would be a lot smaller. And I don't think anybody would be inclined to listen to him doing that. And I think a lot of the people, like John Bastow, did not get fit doing his like 6-pack abs. John Bastow is putting an hour and a half in at the gym. There's no way that the people that advertise these certain things. These days, the equivalent would be the Instagram models who advertise the fat loss tea. You're not just sitting on your ass drinking tea and then all of a sudden I get a 6-pack. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's my shower thought, and which it's almost a little bit of a get out of here because I said it with a very
I was about to say that.
it's a very obnoxious tone, but I think maybe I'm just hangry and I want Taco Bell. So let's toss to you before we send you into your weekend.
Yeah, so my shower thought's actually on the same level as yours about working out and
Wow, that's weird. We probably should have discussed it before.
No, I mean it's good because mine is about gym memberships. And
Is this about Plum Guy?
Guy.
Have you heard of Plum Guy? Have you heard back from him?
Today I didn't see him, but I had a thing on my window, like
oh my goodness.
1 week, like voucher pass. I took it. I just threw it.
That's
There's
another
an emoji of
yeah.
a plum on his voucher.
That's another get out of here. People
Yeah.
who put stuff on your windshield while you're in a parking lot.
Terrible.
So, anyways, my shower thought is I've thought about this years ago, and it's you know how like commercial gyms have memberships for a fixed fee every month.
Right.
I think it would be better if they had a fee that went down.
Usage based.
Usage based.
That's interesting.
So if you go,
Sorry, I'm gonna eat you alive. Let me
no,
do the floor
absolutely.
again.
If you go 30 times a month, your fee should be maybe $5 to $10 a month,
So
depending on when you go.
it's funny you say that. With my former employer, they had a contract with the gym where if you signed up with that gym and you went, it was only 5 times.
You're watching Billy Blank's YouTube videos.
I was so intrigued, I forgot about this.
It was only if you went 5 times a month, they reimbursed you for that month, like a membership. It was like
Absolutely.
$30.
And 5 times is like nothing.
Once a week, yeah. Once a week, and then 1 week you go twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you
most
go on a
of us
Saturday and Sunday, and then you go every Saturday.
most of us are going like at least 5 times a week, right? I agree. I think the more you go, the less you should, or something like that, where it incentivizes people to.
I wonder, because if the goal is fitness, it's an interesting thing. Do you charge less for people who go more, or do you charge less for people who go less? Because it would incentivize you to get fit if for every rep that you did while you were there, your premium goes down by a penny. Think about that. For every push-up you did in the gym.
Yeah, but then you have to have somebody who actually like looks at you and like, oh, he did 100 push-ups. You gotta have somebody like.
Or
on
maybe
you
like
all the time.
biometric based or
Yeah.
something like that. You could film. I mean, I film my workouts and send them to my trainer. You could have a similar system like that.
Yeah. So the only issue with that is obviously from a business standpoint is most people are not gonna go as often as you think, right? So you can't increase the fee because then you're gonna get cancellations from a business standpoint. But I like it because like if you can pay
It's fair.
less, yeah, it's fair.
It's fair, right? I
There
mean,
should be a
because
good amount of people who would go enough where they incentivize like, oh, I'm only gonna be paying $5 a month if I go 20 times a month.
right. There's all sorts of. Don't cell phones now have programs where it's like pay as you go? You don't pay for any more than what you pay for what you use.
Yeah.
I would even argue, like, for a gym, like, you start at 30, but if you go like 20 days out of the month, you pay $20. So like you're
Yeah.
still paying like a decent amount, but you get $10 off if you go enough.
Yeah, I think that's interesting, and I'm going to use this. I'm going to write up a business plan. Mike, can you write up a P&L for my business plan? Get it to me by 5 o'clock tomorrow. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Our Taco Bell order is coming. We're ready to get out of here. Send it into your weekend. Business on top. We are out. Have a great weekend and have a great December. We will talk to you next week. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Peace.